Hello everyone, my name is Shreya and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. I am pursuing BLLB honors from Law College Dehradun Uttaranchal University. I am currently in 7th semester and I'm glad to have this opportunity at interning with Lexis and Company, because of which I am able to present to you guys with this video. So the purpose and topic for this video will be the reasoned decisions and the exceptions to the rule of natural justice. Basically this will be the part 3 of the on the topic principles of natural justice. So let's begin. First with the reasoned decisions. What are the reasons behind the decisions given on the basis of rule of natural justice? And yeah, then I'll explain the exceptions to the rule of natural justice, principle of natural justice. So let's begin. So reason, what is reason? Reason is an essential requirement to the rule of law. It provides a link between the facts of the cases and the decision which is given. Basically it acts as the guard against the non-application of mind, arbitrariness, and is also used to maintain the public confidence in the administrative and the judicial authorities. So reasons serve a wider principle that justice must not be done, but it must also seem to be done undoubtedly. So in India, what happens is, if there is any absence of any particular statutory requirement, then there is no general requirement for any administrative agencies to give any reason for their decision. So if there is any statutory requirement missing, then there is no point in explaining the decision, because the decision is not based upon the facts of the case. So yeah, but no, however, the statutes under which the agency is functioning requires the reasoned decision, then the court considers it mandatory for the administrative agency to give reasons. Because if such reasons are not given, uh, uh, are not given, which are not given on actual basis and are just merely the rubber stamp reasons, but a brief clear statement providing the link between the material on which certain conclusions are based and the actual conclusion. That is, it should not be just a mere rubber stamp, but in actually such reasons should be given in a proper manner. So there was this case, MJ Shivani versus State of Karnataka. In this case, the court had reiterated that when the rules direct a recording of reasons, it is sine qua non. It is sine qua non, and the and a condition precedent for a valid order. That is, if there is uh, if there is a rule that you have to give the reasons, then it will be sine qua non and a condition precedent for a valid order. You have to give that reason, only then there will be a valid order considered. For a valid order, there have to be given the reasons for the same, the decision. So this was about the reasoned decisions as introduction. Now I'll be discussing with you guys the exceptions to the rule of natural justice. I'll explain them in brief and mention the case laws regarding the each point. So the first is the exclusion to emergency. As we have studied in the constitutional law that during the time of emergency, it is not necessary to fulfill the principle of natural justice, because the normal situations are not prevailing and it is not possible to give the parties the benefits of the rule of natural justice, because we cannot act in general conditions. So the important cases for the exclusion in emergency are Mohinder Singh Gill versus Chief Election Commissioner, Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, and Swadeshi Cotton Mill versus Union of India. So the next exception to the rule of natural justice is confidentiality. Very important. There are some situations where the things are so confidential that if there is any leakage, then there will be the miscarriage of justice. So in such conditions, it is not expected for the party to tell those facts, because there will be a huge miscarriage of justice if such facts are leaked out in public. The important case in the confidentiality as an exception to rule of natural justice is Mahek Singh versus the state of Punjab. So the third exception to this rule is pure administrative functions. There is no need of fulfillment of the natural justice if the action is a purely administrative action, or if it is a purely administrative function. In such cases, you do not need to fulfill the conditions of natural justice, because it is presumed that the principle of natural justice will be always applied in such functions. So the case here will be Jawaharlal Nehru University versus P.S. Nehwal. So this was purely administrative functions. So the next exception is technically not possible. There are some conditions where providing the opportunity of hearing is not practically possible or not technically possible. Here we have seen this example in wide aspect in the pandemic, that there were situations when the opportunity of hearing was not feasible by many parties. Thus the decisions were also passed when only one party was heard. So the case here is of R. Radhakrishnan versus Osmania University. So the next exception here is of the preventive proceedings. So if there is any preventive proceeding, then the fulfillment of natural justice is not necessary. If the situation demands that such proceeding should not be fulfilled, so natural justice can be set aside. So the case here will be Abhay Kumar versus Srinivasan. So the next exception is legislative proceeding. If any statute provides that provides legislative proceeding, then the fulfillment of natural justice is not necessary. Again, very simple. So next is seventh exception is necessity. If there is the necessity, any kind of necessity in which the principle of natural justice is not fulfilled, then there will be no miscarriage of justice. Then there will be miscarriage of justice. If there is necessary condition that the principle of natural justice cannot be fulfilled because of some reasons, they can be set aside. So the last exception is useless formality, where in this heading we can say that where on the admitted or undisputed facts only one conclusion is possible under the law, only one penalty is also permissible, which can be given. The court may not insist on the observance of the principle of natural justice, because it would be futile to observe these principles. For example, if certain cases there and the fact states that such crime has been committed by such person and this thing cannot be denied, so in this case the court may not fulfill the principles of natural justice, because the conclusion will be same anyway. So this was all about today's video. I hope you guys have liked this video and understood these 8 exceptions. So thank you everyone for watching, and do not forget to like and share this video. And if you have any question, do ask me, and do not forget to share the feedback with me. So thank you everyone for watching.